Sir, as I present the 15th consecutive budget of my government before this august House, I am filled with humility and a great sense of responsibility cast upon us by the enormity of the trust reposed in my government, the cooperation and support received by us, the sagacious counsel and guidance we have been fortunate to obtain from the honorable members of this House and from my beloved sisters and brothers of Delhi. Delhi resonates with greater hope and confidence than ever before, and we have to build on all that we have achieved to make the city even more prosperous, inclusive, cleaner and safer. We cannot afford to and will not rest on our achievements. The call of the hour is for greater diligence and industry as we face new challenges. Sir, the last decade and a half has been a watershed in the history of Delhi and its growth into a world-class city. Be it in infrastructure, transportation, social development, human resources development, services, environment or governance. The gains made during the period 1999-2013 have been phenomenal and unprecedented, and we commit ourselves to build on these firm foundations. Delhi has now got wide, smooth and safe roads crisscrossing the city, more than 65 flyovers, RUB, and more than 60 FOB, subways for pedestrians, safety, and have been constructed during this period. Water supply has increased from 591 MGD in 98-99 to 850 MGD in 2012-13. Sewage treatment capacity has almost doubled from 284 MGD.
बजट की अपनी महत्ता होती है। आप लोग इस तरह से करेंगे तो अच्छा है। आपको पानी चिल्लाते कई दिन हो गए, सबने सुना है। आप ये अब होगा कि मैं किसी को मीडिया के सामने निकालूं, अच्छी बात नहीं। आप पीछे बैठिए, सुनिए। आपको कोई आपको हो तो आप अपनी भाषा कहिए, आप कोई नहीं बोले।
Water supply has increased from 591 MGD in 98-99 to 850 MGD in 2012-13. Sewage treatment capacity has almost doubled from 284 MGD in 98-99 to 545 MGD in 2012-13. Because of the bold and innovative reforms in the power sector, Delhi is no more plagued by power cuts and load shedding. Distribution losses have been reduced from around 60% to 70%. In the year 2002, we successfully converted the entire public road transport fleet to the clean CNG mode. Mass rapid public transport system have been introduced for construction of Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Delhi Metro. We have strengthened and modernized DCC fleet, which has grown from 3,131 old buses in 98-99 to more than 5,800 CNG buses, including 3,781 new low-floor bus, AC and non-AC. Replacement of Blue Line bus operator system by a well-managed corporate sector bus operator system is ongoing. Deeply conscious of the need and scope of harnessing the demographic dividend for the city, we have taken a number of path-breaking initiatives to enhance the knowledge, skill and health levels, particularly of our youth. 6 universities have been established. The number of Delhi government hospitals has increased from 25 to 38 and total hospital beds from 24,025 to 43,500. With a view to assess and benchmark our efforts, Delhi's Human Development Report was prepared and released in the year 2006. The second report will be released in July 2013. Sir, in the matter of providing relief and comfort to women and empowering them, the schemes and programs implemented during this period are too numerous to be listed. Ladli Yojana, Kishori Yojana, Janani Suraksha Yojana, Matra Shishu Suraksha Yojana, Chacha Nehru Sehat Yojana, Delhi State Health Mission, Delhi Convergence Mission, Bhagidari Atta, Kerosene-Free City, Annashri, and a separate department for women and child development are only a few illustrative ones. For other disadvantaged sections also, this period brought about welcome relief and succor. For instance, the monthly pension for senior citizens has been increased to from 1,000 to 1,500. New schemes for monthly pension were started in 2007-8 for women in distress and for differently abled persons. Again, a new scholarship scheme of Rs 1,000 per annum to all SC/ST minority students of Class 1 to Class 8 was started. We established the Delhi Urban Shelter Improvement Board in 2010 in order to address the problems of squalor and distress in slums more effectively. A new planned program for construction of EWS houses for JJ squatters was started under JNNURM. Another planned scheme for providing civic services in unauthorized colonies was also started in 2007-8. As you are aware, sir, 895 unauthorized colonies have already been regularized. While like the rest of the country, we launched the direct benefit transfer, which has Aadhaar-linked bank accounts at its core. We have gone further by utilizing it for Annashri and a Kerosene-Free City schemes. Speaker, sir, I am happy to state that these welfare schemes, though immensely popular and deeply redemptive, are not short-sighted populist sops launched without having due regard to their sustainability. My government believes that sustainability has three components: efficiency, equity, and ecology. All the schemes of my government have these three components built into them. Res ipsa loquitur. Facts speak for themselves. The annual plan outlay increased from 2,700 crore in 98-99 to 15,000 crore in 2012-13. The green cover has increased from 26 square kilometers in 97 to 300 square kilometers in 2009. About 4,000 areas of mining area have been reclaimed and developed as a wild sanctuary at Asola Bhatti. By far the most satisfying aspect for me personally was the sense of participation and the feeling of belonging that the people of Delhi increasingly have with my government. Bhagidari has now become a movement. It has socialized the entire government's machinery. It is from this intensive contact with the people of Delhi across the spectrum that many innovative schemes have arisen. The context is now set, Speaker, sir, to consolidate. Our key interventions will be gap-filling ones that optimize the investments already made with adequate scope for building further on our achievements. Economic scenario. Sir, in this area of a globalized and interconnected world, the prevailing economic trend spares no one. Despite this, Delhi has remained an island of robust economic fundamentals, and gross state domestic product of Delhi is on track to grow at 9% compared to 5% for the rest of the country. The GSDP in nominal terms is poised to reach a figure of 3,65,726 crore in 2012-13 from the level of 3,10,736 crore in 2011-12. The contribution of Delhi in the national GDP is 3.8%, though we are only 1.4% of the total population of our country. The per capita income of Delhi now stands at 2,01,083 in 2012-13 as per advanced estimates of GSDP. Honorable members will be happy to know that the per capita income of the state has gone up by 5 times since this government came into power. In the year 98-99, the per capita income was 40,060. I am happy to state that per capita income of Delhi is about 3 times higher than the national average, which is estimated to be 68,747. The financial position, Speaker Sir, remains robust and unassailable. By ensuring better tax administration through compliance and transparency, we expect a growth of more than 20% in our tax collection in the current financial year 2012-13. Fairness and optimality have been the most important considerations in our tax policies. Our tax GSDP ratio, which was 6.43 in 2011-12, is expected to increase to 6.88 in 2013, an indicator of our steady movements towards fiscal consolidation. The debt position. Sir, we have ensured a continuous and successive reduction of our outstanding loan, which has come down from 30,140 crore in March 2011 to 28,888 crore by March 2013. The outstanding debt of Delhi is 7.89 of GSDP in 2012-13, which is the lowest among all the states in the country. Fiscal deficit. Speaker Sir, fiscal consolidation is considered to be the hardest task of any finance minister. The fiscal deficit of Delhi is estimated to be 2,921 crore in 2012-13. We have succeeded in framing our budget estimates for the year 2013-14 with a reduced fiscal deficit of 1,268 crore. Revised estimates for 2012-13. Sir, the total plan outlay for the annual plan 2012-13 of Delhi approved by the Planning Commission is 15,000 crore, and I propose to retain this size of plan outlay of 15,000 crore in revised estimates 2012 and 13. Our current year's non-planned expenditure was approved for 18,268 crore. We will manage to restrict total non-planned expenditure to the level of 17,000 crore in the current financial year, thus ensuring a saving of rupees 1,268 crore. The pace of expenditure of the centrally sponsored schemes has improved during the current financial year, and we need enhanced provision of 260 crores in revised estimates 2012-13 as against budget estimates of 168 crore. Our total revised estimated expenditure for the year 2012-13 is 32,260 crore against the total budget estimates of 33,436 crore. This revised estimate expenditure of 32,260 crore includes revenue expenditure of 22,054 crore and capital expenditure of 10,206 crore. Supplementary demand for grants 2012-13. Sir, supplementary demand for grant of 1,079.85 crore will be required under revised estimates. I therefore seek the approval of the House for supplementary demands. Budget estimates for 2013-14. Sir, while proposing the anticipated expenditure for the coming financial year, words of the English philanthropist Hannah More are ringing in my ears. Proportion and propriety are among the best secrets of domestic wisdom, and there is no surer test of integrity than a well-proportioned expenditure. The total proposed expenditure for the year 2013-14 is 37,450 crore. It includes 21,000 crore non-planned expenditure, 16,000 crore planned expenditure, and 450 crore under centrally sponsored schemes. The non-planned expenditure includes 2,402 crore as devolution to local bodies, 500 crores as Ways and Means loan to North and East Delhi Municipal Corporation, 1,180 crore to local bodies as share of stamp and registration fee, 840 crore for DTC and 90 crore for DUSIP to meet their non-planned deficits during the year 2013 and 14. Major increase in non-planned expenditure is attributed to the proposed release of 3,327 crore to NTPC, NHPC, PGCIL, etc. to clear outstanding dues of erstwhile DESU. The proposed total expenditure of 37,450 crore during the year 2013-14 is to be financed by 30,454 crore from tax revenue, 913 crore from non-tax revenue, capital receipts of 4,113 crore, grant in aid of 2,701 crore from central government. We will be left with a surplus of 731 crore. Major planned programs. Speaker, sir, as Finance Minister, it is my duty to ensure that the rate of growth of the state's economy is sustainable. There is no doubt that the present growth rate of Delhi's economy is very robust. However, growth needs to be backed by appropriate policies that will facilitate a general improvement in living standards and enhancement of people's well-being. This requires making good use of the public revenue generated by fast economic growth for social services, especially for public health care and public education, receipts and payments. This would improve efficiency and increase transparency. Sir, I had announced in my last budget speech that more services will be brought under the ambit of the Delhi Right of Citizens to Time-Bound Delivery Services Act 2011. We have brought 116 services within the ambit of this act by now, and I'm aiming at increasing this to 200. Citizens are also enabled to track their applications through e-monitoring system and get the status under the ESLA. Sir, we believe that successful implementation of development programs need active participation of people. I propose to further intensify and refine the Bhagidari campaigns. We have restructured the guidelines for My Delhi I Care Fund so as to further promote the participation of RWAs and the citizens. It is a heartening development that many progressive RWAs of Delhi are organizing free yoga classes in nearby parks voluntarily. I propose to support such efforts by government will sanction a one-time grant of 1 lakh rupees to those RWAs which will offer space to house essential equipment like treadmill and undertake to maintain them properly and open such units to residents at nominal cost and at no profit to loss basis. Sir, industrial estates have been facing problems due to lack of proper maintenance and provision of civic services. We initiated action in this direction by making DSIIDC the single agency responsible for maintenance of civic infrastructure in all the industrial estates. DSIIDC has started programs to improve the level of civic services in some industrial estates, for which we released planned funds of 50 crore in the current year. I propose to increase the outlay to 150 crore in 2013-14. Sir, in view of the global slowdown, Government of India has taken a number of steps and new measures to accelerate the rate of growth of the economy. The decision to allow FDI, foreign direct investment in retail, was an important step in this direction. My government is committed to facilitate the implementation of this new initiative at the earliest, for it will make the city more productive. We have reviewed and decided to amend the present Delhi Agricultural Produce Marketing Act so as to bring it in conformity with the Model Act of the Government of India. My government stands committed to making Delhi the health and wealth capital of the country. Having created a robust health infrastructure with a chain of 38 Delhi government hospitals, which include 5 super specialty facilities and 509 dispensaries, Delhi now has got a total of 43,500 beds, hospital beds in 886 health institutions. We will now sharpen our focus on preventive and promotive aspects of healthcare and encourage holistic approach to management of health with greater emphasis on public health and management of lifestyle diseases. Speaker, sir, with this perspective in mind, I propose to enhance the planned outlay for health sector from 1,872 crores in 12-13 to 2,490 crores in 2013-14, an increase of 33%. Sir, I am happy to report the impressive achievements made during this year. OPD facilities have already started at D. Chand Bandhu Hospital at Ashok Bihar, and IPD services will start functioning in 3 months. Construction work of a 200-bed hospital at Burari, new dispensaries at Vasantgaon, Pandab Nagar, Shiv Vihar, Tiraha, Bindapur have already commenced. The President of India inaugurated Chaudhary Brahm Prakash Delhi Rajkiya Charak Ayurvedic Sansthan on 5th July 2012. Our in-skilled workforce into trained professionals. We need to help move people from the informal sectors to the formal so that their productivity and earning capabilities increase. The private sector can help government identify skill shortages, design appropriate courses, provide industry professionals to impart training and fund training, and programming of different durations and levels. Many skills like masonry, bricklaying, plumbing, gardening, and electrician are passed to apprentices almost entirely informally. These are useful but self-limiting mechanisms which need partnering to enable the absorption of new technological developments. Our agencies would facilitate this process. My government attaches great importance not only to school and vocational training, but also to higher and technical education. Guru Gobind Singh IP University, now functioning from its own campus at Dwarka, will start a new course with BCom Honours from 2013-14. Delhi College of Engineering has been upgraded to DTU University. Indraprastha Institute of Information Technology was started in 2008 with the objective to provide the best quality IT education to students of Delhi and also to make available research avenues and potential to Delhi students who may contribute in promotion and expansion of ITES sector in Delhi. Ambedkar University, started in 2008, provides opportunities to Delhi students to study courses like development studies, human ecology and human studies, environment and development, psychological clinical studies, besides various undergraduate courses in social sciences, humanities and mathematical sciences, to a DMRC for timely completion of Phase 3 of Delhi Metro. Phase 3, scheduled for completion in 2016, will add 103 kilometers to the existing network and will provide connectivity to almost all parts and localities of Delhi. I announced in my last budget speech that we will take up the first monorail corridor project in the Trans-Yamuna area. This corridor from Shastri Park to Tirupuri will be 11 kilometers. DMRC will be implementing the project. It will primarily act as a feeder to the Delhi Metro network in the Trans-Yamuna area. Government will procure 625 low-floor and 1,100 semi-low-floor buses for DTC in the current year to strengthen the public transport infrastructure. The first ISB city at Kashmiri Gate was in a very dilapidated condition and commuters were facing difficulties and hardships. We have renovated this ISBT to provide world-class amenities to passengers. We have also decided to develop similar facilities at Sarai Kale Khan and Anand Vihar. Work on these two new ISBT complexes will start during the year 2013-14. The performance of the DTC is improving since 2008-9. Each year on parameters like vehicle utilization, income of the DTC, earning per vehicle per kilometer, and number of passengers traveling. Recently, DTC got the Association of State Road Transport Undertaking Award for road safety for the lowest accidents report in urban transport category. The Transport Minister's Trophy for State Transport Undertaking, both awards for 3 consecutive years, 2009-10, 2010-11 and 2011-12. Sir, I announced my last budget speech that the number of corporate sector buses will increase from 265 in 2011-12 to 1,000 2012-13. However, the number of buses could be increased only up to 450. This was basically due to non-availability of land for bus depots, for parking and maintenance of these buses. We have taken up the matter with DGA for early allotment of land at concessional rates for the bus depots. Land at commercial rates is not a viable proposition for functioning of the system, as it would only increase the gap between revenue and expenditure of the entire bus-based public transportation system. Commuters using auto rickshaws in Delhi are facing problems like refusal to go to their desired destination, higher charges and maltreatment by drivers. As a first measure, we decided to cover all auto rickshaws and taxis with the GPS system. Another step being taken is the allocation of 8,000 new auto permits to the corporate sector. They would set up their own call centers so as to provide auto rickshaws on demand on the lines of the network of radio taxis. A single corporate entity will be given up at a maximum of 500 permits. Each operator will be assigned a distinct color strip for easy identification. Out of 16 corporates proposed to be allotted, is 8,000 new auto rickshaw permits, 2 corporates who will employ only women auto rickshaw drivers, and they will be provided 1,000 permits. Environment. Sir, the government has been assiduously protecting its forest, tree lands, water bodies, etc. We have assigned high priority to protect pollution in the river Yamuna during the 12th five-year plan. The work of laying interceptors along 3 major dams at a cost of more than 1,300 crores is in progress. On its completion, 70% of the pollutant end of these dams would be allowed to enter the Yamuna. Another major important program for rehabilitation of settled and silted down soils under YAP Phase 2 has almost been completed. This would prevent the discharge of sewage into Yamuna, which were otherwise overflowing. Work on rehabilitation and modernization of the existing sewer network, sewage treatment plants and sewage pumping stations to improve conveyance efficiency of sewer network and enhancing treatment quality through 3 sewage zones of Kondli, Okhla and Thala. STPs are being covered under YAP 3 involving a cost of 1,664 crore. Tenders for all major items above have already been invited and the process of law. 2 STPs at Okhla, 30 million gallons, and Kondli 45 million gallons have already been completed, and work on 225 MGD Yamuna Bihar plant has slightly been delayed and now will be completed by June 2030. It will enhance sewage treatment capacity from 514 million gallons to 614 million gallons. Disposal of solid waste has become a major issue, with huge sanitation landfills causing air and ground pollution. 3 of the 4 existing landfill sites have become overfull and fresh sites are not available. A 16 million water waste to energy plant has already been commissioned at Okhla, utilizing about 1,950 tons of municipal solid waste every day. Work on another waste to energy plant at Ghazipur of 10 million watts is in progress, which will utilize about 1,300 tons per day of municipal solid waste. We have approved a third waste to energy plant of 24 million at Narela Bamana Road that would utilize 3,000 tons of municipal waste each day. But these would not be enough, as we generate around 9,000 tons of solid waste every day. We have to act decisively, and my government will find the resources necessary to fund the initiatives so that this accumulation of waste does not stop and is not reversed. Present technologies do not allow for cost recovery. Our priority in any case has to be on scientific waste disposal, not energy generation, which is very welcome anyway. Therefore, we have decided to step in through innovative financing mechanisms. These would include contribution equity to PPP projects, viability gap funding to attract investors, and favorable taxation regime. Sir, the problem of solid waste is compounded with that of generation and disposal of Malba or construction demolition debris. Spiraling land prices have led to the demolition of old houses, buildings, followed by construction of multiple floors on land so released. Delhi generates about 2,000 tons of Malba every day, which is normally dumped either at the roadside, at open government lands, or on the banks of the river. My government would address this environmental hazard by incentivizing the recycling of this waste for manufacture of roadside tiles and curbstone for use in the laying of footpaths, road dividers, walking tracks in the parks, etc. Sir, the ambient air quality monitoring system stations established by DPCC are providing round-the-clock information relating to air quality stations in different parts of Delhi. 5 noise monitoring systems are being procured by DPCC in this financial year so as to have real-time noise monitoring data of 5 locations in Delhi. Today, Delhi has about 20,000 small, medium and big public parks and gardens, 40 city forests, 5 ridge areas, 2 biodiversity parks and a wildlife sanctuary at Asola Hati. I want to convey my sincere thanks to the children and citizens of Delhi for their cooperation and contribution with participation in a number of campaigns organized for environmental awareness and education, plantation trees, campaigns for water and energy conservation, etc. They hold the hope and promise for restoring Delhi to its pristine beauty. Sir, Delhi's electricity consumption has increased from 19,666 million units in 2002 to 25,349 million units in 2012. Our power sector reforms and unbundling of Delhi Vidyut Board in 2002 has reduced the aggregate transmission and distribution losses from 60% to about 17%. Prior to 2002, Delhi saw extensive power cuts and generation, transmission and distribution sector of Delhi was not in a healthy state. However, the situation has changed dramatically and the system could deliver a peak load of 5,642 megawatts last summer without any power cuts. The per capita consumption of electricity is much higher than the national average. On the generation side, Pragati Power Station of 330 megawatts was commissioned in a record period of 2 years in 2003. The performance of this plant is among the best plants of the country. The first phase of Bhavana plant with a capacity of 750 megawatt was commissioned in 2010-11. The second phase of this 1500 megawatts is almost ready for commissioning. However, there are issues with the supply of requisite content of gas for this power plant, which has been taken up with the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, that we will pursue with greater vigor in the years so that the city becomes more productive and caring. These include to cover every poor and vulnerable resident of Delhi not covered by other schemes under Annashri. Direct benefit transfer to beneficiaries of all state government and central government schemes. Nurture and enhance the green cover so that Delhi becomes the greenest capital of the world. Ensure construction of upstream reservoirs for augmentation of water supply, better management of water, increase and equitable distribution of water, and also cover unsewered areas within the network of sewage system. Substantial improvement in the availability of housing through a series of measures which I have just mentioned. Boost facilities for formation and upgradation of skills to enhance employability by setting up high-class institutes. Ensure substantial improvement in health infrastructure and delivery to ensure global standards. Ensure availability of 11,000 buses on Delhi roads which along with the digital network of metro, will make travel within Delhi safe, convenient and pleasurable. Qualitative and quantitative improvement in the road infrastructure. Strengthen Bhagidari to institutionalize regular dialogue with MPs and community groups and making them active partners in the development process from planning to execution and post-execution. And further strengthen service delivery and bring most government service within the ambit of town-bound delivery systems. Sir, we are moving towards achieving our goal of becoming a world-class city and will not falter or become complacent as we perform our arduous journey. I have tremendous confidence and faith in our young men and women of Delhi, knowledgeable, skilled, and committed to raring to go. Their creative energies have to be unleashed. For their future, let us recall the immortal words of Swami Vivekananda. This scheme will definitely enable the works contractors to discharge their tax liability in a simplified and hassle-free manner. I had mentioned about our commitment to deal with solid waste. The item organic manure produced by processing of municipal solid waste is not taxable under the Delhi VAT Act. Further, to encourage rat pickers, waste like paper, plastic, scraps, glass, etc. is not subjected to tax under the DVAG Act. Solid waste can be used for making refuse-derived fuel, which can be an import for energy production. RDF is presently taxed at 12.5%. I now propose to exempt VAT from refuse-derived fuel to promote its use. Disposal of Malva construction debris has also become a critical issue, as I mentioned. In order to encourage the use of Malva in the manufacturing of tiles and curtains, I propose to exempt such end products from the levy of tax